way.
Yeah.
It's one voice, and that's it. That's the way New England operates, where you go to Tampa and I can be me and I can do what I need to do. I was having fun and winning, but now I'm having fun and I'm still winning, and I don't have to worry about somebody walking down a hallway looking at me sideways.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join on the Goodyear Hotline. It is the matchup of the week, if not the year, depending on how things turn out in New England. Tom Brady back with the Bucs against the Patriots at Foxborough. The Bucs defense, Key, you've pointed out with the questions this year, and you said from early on that defense is not the same. Maybe they'll get there, but they're not there now. And now it turns out Richard Sherman could be going there as a free agent. What does he do for their defense?
I don't know. That's the puzzling thing. I'm like, I don't know what he brings to the table other than a veteran that is just a veteran. I mean, I don't know what, at this stage of his career, been out of football for a little bit here now. I don't know what he brings.
Size, smarts, experience.
Maybe experience and
leadership.
He can fall into an interception here or there. Maybe that sort of thing. Maybe bring some more leadership to a young secondary, I guess. I mean, but if you thinking they're getting ready to get Richard Sherman of the Legion of Boom, then you got life jacked up, because that's not going to happen.
Well, that seems to be the question, though. Like, can leadership is one thing, but leadership compared to physical abilities is something different, right? Leadership doesn't help you from not getting beat over the top by Deshaun Jackson. Right?
Well, I mean, if you're looking for him to not get beaten over the top by Deshaun Jackson. But when he left Seattle, I'm looking, and you tell me, Key, eyeball test. To me, it looked like, Richard Sherman can still play. He's good. He's a player.
He was, when he left Seattle, he was still a player. But remember, when he left Seattle, he was hurt, and so he goes to San Francisco. He has, I think, 3 good solid years or whatever.
Yeah.
They move on from him or whatnot, and then he was going to sign with the Raiders, going to sign with his team. People were looking at him, and then it kind of just went away for a little bit. Even in San Francisco, he was a solid player, but again, you're not getting Richard Sherman of the Legion of Boom. That's a different system than what they do in Tampa Bay under Todd Bowles. So I don't know.
It's more of a depth move.
Maybe they're looking at him as safety or something. I have no idea.
So is he
really
more?
Don't.
We played that game, brand or player.
Mm-hmm.
Is he more of a brand? Is he somewhere kind of in the middle? Is he still somewhat of a player, but the brand obviously makes you think about what it could be?
Oh, I really don't know, because it's hard to say when you don't know what they want to do with him. Maybe he is a guy who plays 15 snaps a game because they move the corner inside and they want the other corner to play the nickel or the dime position, and they need a guy in the 4th or 5th spot. That's just what I think. When they're trying to play man-to-man coverage like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers like to do with all that pressure, I don't see where Richard Sherman at this stage of his career fits in to that. I mean, I just don't see it.
Meantime, one of the narratives out there is that, and I can see why, is that much like LeBron James, right? He's in Miami. Now all of a sudden, all these Miller types and whoever is like can still do something useful will play for the vet minimum because they just want to win a championship with LeBron. And Cleveland, the same thing. With the Lakers, you could say this is a similar thing. And the impression I think that's being left right now is that Tom Brady's in Tampa. They're already good. They go grab AB. They go grab Gronk. Now all these kind of veteran guys want to go play there to win a Super Bowl. What do you think of that?
I mean, I don't know what veterans have gone to Tampa other than Gronkowski.
Fournette.
But Fournette is it's played in Jacksonville. It's Florida. They needed a running back to go with Ronald Jones. I mean, outside of that, Gronkowski, AB didn't have any other choices other than Tampa, relationship with Tom Brady, relationship with Bruce Arians. I don't, like, who else? As a veteran, it's almost like in New England. Everybody said that players signed up to go play in New England to win a championship for less money at Tom Brady. And as people always said that, I always say, whoever signed up that made, and we're not talking about one guy who's the backup. I'm talking about like star players that sign up to go win a championship in New England.
But Jay, I don't think of it as star players. I think of it as name brand players who are still useful.
Yes.
So like I mentioned Fournette and AB is a big example because he's more than just useful.
But he didn't have no other home though, right?
Richard Sherman. Right. So you're saying kind of more myth than truth.
Like let's start with New England, for instance. Off the top of your dome, your head. Who in New England in that time span that Tom Brady was Tom Brady? Not early stages of Tom Brady when they were getting Rodney Harrison because Rodney Harrison didn't take a discount.
I think it was
Rodney Harrison made money.
I think it was different in New England because it was unclear. Is this because Belichick has a system that people know is going to compete every year for a Super Bowl, more or less? Or is it Tom Brady? But now that Brady's out of New England, so you guy, the Chad Johnson, whoever.
No, but people.
At that point, is that Belichick or Brady?
I need somewhere to go play.
Uh-huh.
That's
and Belichick will see what you can do instead of what you can't do.
For pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
But when you talk about in New England early on, or New England, there was this myth that people went to New England to play with Tom Brady to win a championship. And I've always said, who? Rodney Harrison was a free agent who wanted to get paid. Corey Dillon was not happy in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They traded for him, and Tom Brady was not Tom Brady.
Randy
Moss was traded from Oakland for a pack of nickels because he was basically shot in Oakland, and Bill said, "Oh, I could use that."
Jay, I never got the impression, as Key is saying, that was about Tom Brady. Then he had something to do with the mix that was successful.
The culture.
I do get the feeling now that because now Belichick's not there, it's really Brady that feels like the magnet, right? That feels like people are like, well, if I'm going to play somewhere, I probably has a couple of choices here and there. I'd like to play there with a guy who can help. Maybe I can win a Super Bowl with.
Who? You saying that
Richard
you're not
Sherman.
giving me Richard? It was probably 3 or 4 teams wanted to sign Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
You go there, if you're Richard Sherman, it's the best spot to go to win a championship. But there's not this influx of players signing up or trying to get to Tampa like we are selling. Like, oh my God, all 11 starters came to Tampa because Tom Brady and they want to win a championship. It's not Gronk, yes, because he was going. If Brady would have went to, I don't know, give me
wherever Gronk would go there.
Gronk going too.
Yeah.
Gronk gonna go too.
And AB would have gone there too because he had limited options. Jay, where are you with it?
I mean, look, for me, I think you really can't compare the Tom Brady LeBron thing because when LeBron came to LA, there are a lot of other factors that helped get AD there. Obviously now the Westbrook being there, the relationship with Carmelo Anthony being there, whereas Tom Brady, I think it was more the system in New England than anything. It does feel different now, though, but Tom Brady also went to Tampa Bay with a lot of those pieces already in play.
Yeah, and when you talk about LeBron moving chess pieces. LeBron James is. In Maverick and in Rich Paul, they're orchestrating the roster wherever he's at. If LeBron James leaves tomorrow and goes to Sacramento, all of a sudden, boom, 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 they're going to start moving stuff around. And
is it even possible to do that in the NFL, though? Isn't it just like, is this the NFL version of the NBA's star doing that? Like, because once you get to the NFL, you have less control.
Only because Tom Brady can pick up 2 or 3 people and say, hey, why don't you come play with me in Tampa Bay or come play with me in New Orleans or come play with me, 2 or 3 people. But it's so 53, you can't possibly do an overhaul like the Lakers have for LeBron James.
The nature of the beast. NFL is just different. One of those teams is probably sitting in the AFC North, and we find out why that division is so upside down 3 weeks into the season. That's after Key has this from Indeed.
When you have your own business, you basically have to do everything. That includes hiring, which can become a second job. That's why there's Indeed, the all-in one hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. With smart tools like Instant Match,